Good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Thank you for joining me in Tumbleweed. Today, in this video, I'm going to talk about my latest episode and what's gone on and what happened to me with Uber. So I am an independent fleet operator. I have clients, a book of clients that I take care of myself. I have affiliate drivers that help us manage our workload if we have double, triples on bookings. However, when we have downtime between rides, a lot of the time, myself included, I'll flip on Uber. It is a black account, hence where it started. My issue started because of that. So, used to have a normal Uber account, and at the time that I started driving black car service for Uber on their black account services, they wouldn't convert your old accounts over to commercial black car accounts. So you had to create a new one. And they would walk you through it. They would create it and it'd be a designated black car account. And went great for a couple of years. To be honest with you, had little incidents here and there, little issues. Wow, bad roads. But nothing too major. The biggest thing was, of course, just the tips and the fares and everything were ridiculous. The amount, them taking like 65, 70% at times of your fare. It was just ridiculous. But back to this one. So a couple months back, I had 2 hours to kill before in between a ride and a pickup. So I went ahead and flipped on the Uber app, got a ride and everything was fine. Got 2 rides, in fact, short rides. So I was like, whatever, just trying to kill time. And then all of a sudden the account said, it went into your account has been blocked, duplicate account. I went ahead and called in and was able to get through. It was an amazing thing to be able to actually talk to a human being. But after about 35 minutes on the phone with them, the supervisor was like, oh, well, the system has recognized your old account as a duplicate account. So what we need to do is deactivate that account. I'm like, I'm fine, I don't use it. Look it up. She looked it up. Sure enough, it had been years since I'd used it. So she was like, yeah, whatever. They deactivated the account. I went and picked up my client and everything like that. A couple hours later, I flipped it back on just to check on it. It was back up. So no problem. Well, October 20th of working with my clients, everything like that, dropped them all off, had a football game. And I said, man, it's still busy out here. Let me flip on the app. So I flipped the apps on and I'm working. I'm getting like 2 rides. At that point, I'm like, yeah, I'm done. I'm going home. I'm tired. It's late. So I shut the app off. It prompts me to take a picture of my license, front and back of my license. Like, okay, these apps, the Uber app constantly is doing the whole take a picture, prove it's you, that kind of stuff. So I was like, yeah, okay, it's just an extra security step, whatever, who cares? They already have it anyway, so I did that. Then it prompted me to take a picture, new profile picture, and I was like, yeah, okay, so I took a picture of myself because that was normal. Monday morning, I wake up, pick up my client, drop him off. Now I've got about 2 hours and 20 minutes in between until my next pickup. So I flip it on, and your account has been deactivated, blah, blah, blah. Here we go again. Great. Did a duplicate. Make a long story short, do not, if you have this happen to you in anything, don't use the automated system. If it asks you, would you like this to be reviewed, if you're deactivated, if you're blocked, anything like that, and they give you the option to have your account reviewed, submit this, and reviewed it, don't do it. First of all, don't do it, because I learned at a later point throughout this issue that passes through an automated machine, the algorithm, and it's done automatically. They claim it's a specialized team, but the specialized team is just everything is scanned in, checked, the review, it's looked at by the algorithm, the decision's made, and then it flips a switch. It's not a human being. First screw up. So I call in and I'm talking to people and they're seeing the last time this happened. They're like, yeah, oh, well, your account's deactivated, so it shouldn't have done that, this and that. They go and they look And finally I got a hold, I managed to get a hold of the supervisor that had helped me the first time. And she remembered. And she finally told me, she's like, look, it's because you went through the automated review process, there's nothing we can do. It's out of our hands. We can't do anything, can't override, can't do anything. If you wouldn't have done that, probably could have done something. So it was my fault. I screwed up. I'll take the blame. But that's part of the reason why I'm pissed off, is because they're letting an algorithm, a computer, a chip decide. Because what ultimately happened is it was final determination was made by the algorithm that my account would be permanently deleted, permanently deactivated. Permanently deactivated. And because of that, now I've been going through this for over a week. They reactivated my old account, converted it over to a commercial, put me back to black. Now I have to go through the whole process again. Got everything done. My background went through, everything's good. I'm still not live because now the algorithm that they use to review the paperwork says that my commercial declaration page is in review. And then when I log in, it says fleet documents expiring or something, need attention. And when I now I can't even call in because every time I try to get a hold of them, sorry about that, moving the mic, I can only reach them via text. And there's a huge communication barrier. It's upsetting because of the fact that Uber, in cost saving, is letting this algorithm, these automated systems, make decisions on human beings without any form of empathy. I'm not saying sympathy or understanding of the complexity behind what's going on with its history or whatever. They're also not allowing for just the human, opening the gate to my client's house right here into their community. Sorry guys. There we go. All right, got it automated. Here we go. Okay, whoa. So, man, this is just stupid. This stupid sun. Sorry, y'all. I know this is ridiculous. No matter what I do. There we go. I'm gonna pull up over here so I don't have to deal with this. So, anyways, it's just stupid. Bottom line is it's really, really stupid to allow a computer, an algorithm, a code to make a decision on a situation that it is incapable of making a decision about. And what I mean by that is that it's incapable of understanding the intricacies of, look, this was you guys. You made me make that other account. You guys at the time wanted that secondary account. You guys at the time didn't want to allow us to convert because you didn't have the ability or whatever it was. So it created a situation for me. And then now I'm stuck in limbo because they did manage to convert everything over to get me back on my account active again. But I'm not able to go online because it's stuck in a review of a document. And then every time I get a hold of them, I'm like, look, I've got a new one. And I can't even upload the new one because that one's going to expire. I can't even upload the new one because it's stuck in review. Oh, that's a specialized team. When the specialized team is nothing more than the algorithm itself. So they push to streamline and maximize their profits through the mitigation of human beings, meaning to not employ, not have to be, they offshore all these call centers and everything, and that creates communication, even via text, or even if you do get through, a lot of the times it's hard because the communication between these people and us, or anybody, just about, it's not a fluid transaction. A lot of the time it's very, very cumbersome, very, very frustrating. And there's other examples I've got too. In the past I've had where they, but because I didn't do it full time, I didn't do the driving thing, and I really just didn't give a damn. But I've had issues with discrepancies in fares, and some of the times I would call in or I would get a hold of somebody. About 50% of the time they would make it right. The other 50% of the time they just blow me off. It's a repetitive course that we see going on with Uber, and ever since Dara Khosrowshahi, this CEO, has taken over, that they lost touch with the human element. They've lost touch with the I don't give a damn thing, because I've got to protect the bottom line. I get it. It doesn't make it right. And it never will. It's never going to make it right. So they need to figure this out, because as calm as I am about it, I'm a pretty calm person, laid back. But it's pretty upsetting. I mean, if I was reliant upon just the application itself as a source of income, I can understand these drivers. That's what they do. They just work the apps. And if you're offline for a significant amount of time, in my case, it's a week and a day now. Man, that could seriously, financially cripple a person. And a lot of it is because of the fact that a computer, a code, software made a decision. Uber needs to do better. And more importantly, Dara, Mr. Khosrowshahi, you need to do better. Stop lying to people. Stop portraying and acting, and, like I said, I have investments. I get it. Got to protect the investors. Got to protect the stock prices. Show profit. But at the cost of the mistreatment and exploitation of drivers, they are your business. And I know you're trying to move extremely fast, extremely quickly to try to automate everything, but until you get there, you should take care of the people that take care of you. That's my quick story. There isn't much to talk about. I mean, it is upsetting. Without a doubt, it is upsetting. Because, I mean, I've got, where is it at? I've got some pictures here. It's just like, so this was my request for review. Oh, and it's backwards. It's backwards, showing up backwards. Your request has been reviewed, and your account will remain deactivated. That was the automated system. Just, took forever to get back to me, and then when it did that. It was pretty friggin' scary. After careful review of your account and information you submitted as part of your deactivation review request, we've determined that your account will remain deactivated because you violated your agreement with Uber, which includes adhering to our community guidelines. The decision is final. And this is the best part. We realize that this news may be upsetting, but everyone using the Uber platform must follow our community guidelines. We appreciate your understanding. They forced me to create the second account, which, according to this, violated their guidelines. Okay? So they, in turn, were the reason of the violation. The first time it happened to me, they remedied it because human being. They were able to see it, know it, had all the facts. The second time around, I made the mistake. I'll admit it. I did the review thing and shouldn't have done that. I went into the whole of just wanting to get it over with. because I'd been through it before a few months before. So I was like, here we go again. I shouldn't have done that. Do not use the automated systems. Contact, text, try to get a hold of a person and talk to them if this happens to you, you're a driver. I had a separate issue when I was a rider. I had to use an Uber because no drivers were available, private drivers. And it was one where it was ridiculous because ordered a car service, through black car service through Uber. Car shows up and it was black, but you open the door and it just smelled bad. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? It was horrible because I opened the door and it smelled, and I'm like, this is black car service. There's a certain level of expectation. I know, I'm a professional driver myself. I know what the expectation is because my clients that hire us and I show up, they expect the car to be clean, smell good, a level of service, all that kind of stuff. Gentleman didn't get out to help with the luggage, nothing. Just opened the back. Never even left his driver's seat. Was playing some inappropriate, seemingly inappropriate music with profanities and everything in it. The inside where he was sitting was a mess. He had wrappers and garbage up here in the front seat and everything, and was wearing a t-shirt and basketball shorts. And I couldn't believe it. I was just like, this is ridiculous. So I ended up, I got in, but I actually, before he pulled away, I was like, hang on, man, open the back for me. And I got out. I grabbed my bag. And as I walked over, I was like, hey, so I'm going to cancel the ride. Thanks. And I just ended up canceling the ride because I couldn't, and I put the reason in there. I couldn't conceive of the fact that they are allowing that when they advertise for black car service, professional drivers. They really emphasize that in their advertisement of that, in their marketing, that black car drivers are professional, and yet you're wearing basketball shorts and a t-shirt and it's just a complete mess and smells like food. And it wasn't the first time. Now, I'm not going to lie. I expect that in an UberX or a normal Lyft or something like that. I expect that halfway because those people you're out there, it's their second, maybe it's their side hustle or anything. If there are people doing it full time, well, they're basically living in the car. I get it. But if you order a level of service like a black car service or even a Comfort, and they show up, because that's what I ended up ordering next was just like, let's try this Comfort. So I ended up ordering a Comfort and showed up clean, clear, good, got me to the hotel, everything, we were good. It was just an experience that was unbelievably horrible in my mind, especially because I'm in that profession. That was horrible. But that's my rider experience. That's my driver experience in a nutshell. I'm not going to get overly crazy about it. But do not, if you're a driver, don't use the automated systems. Don't submit paperwork to the automated systems for review if you're on like deactivation or if you're blocked or anything like that. Get a hold of a real person. You can submit it, because that's one of the things that the supervisor did tell me is if you talk to a live person, they can have you via email chat. They'll send you an email and then you can submit it to them directly and they can do it. That way it can be physically reviewed. This is a company that's trying to use technology to minimize or eliminate the human interaction. And it's failing miserably. Because even as a rider, whenever I submitted all that and everything, it took them 6 days to contact me. 6 days. So, finally got a human being to send me an email. And then after back and forth emailing 3 times, they finally set an appointment, and I talked to them 2 days after that. So a total of 8 days before I had an actual human voice interaction. Uber is exploiting the situation for nothing more than just their profit. They don't care. Anyways, that's me and mine, my story that I've just gone through and what has happened in the past. And if you gain any value from it, any entertainment, take anything away, give me a thank you for the comments, by the way, for those of you that commented. Thank you. But if you have anything to add to that, if you had this situation happen to you, comment below. Say something. Let me know what happened to yours. What was your outcome? What brought your situation about? Give us a thumbs up, like, share. It helps the algorithm recognize us, boost us in the ratings, get this information out there. There will be other interviews. We're speaking with other drivers. Actually now, just finished recording one with one of the other drivers, and that'll be up shortly. In the meantime, once again, thanks for joining me. Thumbs up, like and share. Helps us grow the channel. Leave us a comment. Tell us your story. Give us an overview. Maybe, you know what, I'm thinking maybe even contact some of you. If you have a story similar to that, have an incident, something that's happened to you with Uber, reach out, let me know in the comments, and we'll see what we can do to do a video, host a video with you, so you can tell your story, your outcome, and what happened. In the meantime, thank you again. Take care.